Hi Libra, hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a mid-month check-in for the sign of Libra for September. So if you are a Libra, if you have Libra in your chart, vibe with Libras, cross-watcher, whatever the case may be here, this reading may resonate for you. As always, take what resonates and leave what does not. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. Libra, I am doing an open-ended sort of reading today. I do 6 cards across, I clarify in 2s, and then we just go from there. Let's your guides talk about whatever they need to talk about. Keeps it a little bit more open-ended, more like a conversation. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, Libra. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. Okay. Emperor, 8 of Pentacles, and the Moon. Okay. Libra, I understand your challenge because first of all, I get it. I have a Libra in my big 3. Your challenge right now is truly moving forward with where you're going, even if you don't know where it is that you're going. Okay? So when we talk about the Emperor, that is the divine masculine. That is the driving force is sometimes what you can also think of as the Emperor. The Emperor is the action taker. It is the go-getter, you know. The 7 of Pentacles is, 8 of Pentacles, not 7. 8 of Pentacles is hard work, working towards a goal. And then the Moon is an illusion. It's cloudy, not necessarily being able to see where we're going. It can be fear as well. So this is a lot of, Libra, your mid-month is really highlighting for you guys that even if you aren't 100% sure of like where you're going or what you're working towards, you're still going about it, which I think is really important for you guys right now. You know, it's like, it's making sure, you may have allergies as well. All of a sudden my nose just got really itchy. That happens a lot during readings. Some of you guys have really bad allergies. You know, it's truly just, I'm not stopping. You know, I'm going and I'm going to get everything done. And when I know where I want to get to, I will know where I want to get to. Okay. That's really how you can sum up that challenge, you know. By the way, my guides just said this to me is moving despite uncertainty. Period. You start with the Star and the 7 of Pentacles. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the reading. So, Star, 7 of Pentacles. I think a lot of you guys have spent a lot of time healing. The 7 of Pentacles is a card that denotes time, so it's like weeks, months, years. It is also effort versus yield. In a more career-focused reading, it would be effort versus yield. But with the Star, that's healing. That's just healing and wish fulfillment. So it feels like right off the bat, you know, there's almost like a fatigue here, Libra, because I feel like you have been focused on healing for so long that now you're getting to a point where you're like, okay, I'm kind of tired by this, you know, like how many more lessons, how much more do I have to really go through here? But it feels like you're very close to a goal here, Libra. Yeah, 10 of Cups, bottom of the deck. You're very close to succeeding in one of your personal fields. So it's almost like don't give up. You know, that's what this reading feels like. It's like a don't give up reading. Some of you may find that the area you're in, how do I describe this? When I say area, they're not being specific with me of like, is this an area where you live or an area where you work? But some of you are finding that the area you're in right now is not conducive to success. And so I feel like that's a little bit of a barrier you're worried about right now. Yeah, but with the 5 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the Sun, I feel like Libra, in the past you would have, I'm going to be blunt, you would have given up. You would have paused, you would have taken a break here, and it feels like that was a place of self-sabotage for you. You know, when you were moving in the past, when you were doing whatever it was that you were doing here, when things would get a little bit more difficult or you'd be hit with like a lot of roadblocks, it feels like you would just kind of like freeze and then give up. And so it feels like now, as you move through that and as you move forward into the world, you're not giving up. Because I feel like with the Nine of Cups and the Sun, I think you're also very aware that your happiness is on the line here. I don't say that to be like a melodramatic telenovela moment, like quite literally, Libra, where what you do right now determines happiness for the future, right? It is not, it's like the ripple effect. It's not just a one and done, I'm going to do this thing and then, oh, that's the end of it. No, it determines what you do in the future. If you think about it, like, if I go back in time when I was a barista and you know, a lot of you guys know this already. I talk about it. I used to be a hairdresser. Before I was a hairdresser, I was a barista. Being a barista and being so miserable is what got me into a hair salon. I went to a friend whose mom owned a salon, and I said, girl, I'll answer calls. Give me a receptionist position. If I hadn't suffered as a barista, I would not have made it to a salon. If I had not made it to a salon, I would not have gone to beauty school. If I had not gone to beauty school, I would not have then suffered through all those salons to then getting to a point where I opened up my own salon suite, which in turn gave me the freedom to buy a house and move states. Do you see what I mean here, Libra? This is not, you're playing the long game, okay? You're making choices now that are going to pay off for you in weeks, months, years. And I think that's what you're being cognizant of right now. It may be difficult, it may be grueling, it may be horrible, but you are aware that this is not a quick success moment. This is a longevity moment for you. I'm going to take that. I want that. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Five of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, Libra. I really think you guys, you need to be a little bit more upbeat right now, okay? I think some of you fall into spirals of melancholy here with the Five of Pentacles. I think you have a tendency to look at the darker side of things, you know? And I'm not going to hit you with the glass half empty, glass half full kind of energy. There are always good and bad sides to things, right? There are always going to be setbacks. There are always going to be things that don't go our way. But it's making sure that those things don't derail our entire operation that counts. And right now, Libra, it feels like you are spending a lot of time making sure that things don't derail you. And I think that in and of itself is a game changer, right? Because again, this goes back to your own personal growth. In the past, Libra, I feel strongly you would not have been like this. I feel like you've come a long way. In the past, you would have, like, you would have fumbled. My guides are giving me a really specific example for someone. How do I even... Some of you were not, like, allowed to wear certain things. So this could apply for me, right? I'll give you a real-world example. When I was growing up, I grew up in a household where if I dressed feminine, I was screamed at, I was yelled at, I was punished for it. As an adult now, living on their own, no contact with my family, I wear whatever I want, period. I don't have nails anymore, but I still do this. That's the example they want me to give you. Some of you guys had a similar situation where you weren't allowed to wear what you wanted to wear or dress the way you wanted to dress. And I feel like in the past, if someone, let's say you put on a skirt and someone was like, hey, take that off, you would have done it. You would have changed. Now, Libra, if someone ever said to me, hey, like, I wear kimonos all the time. In the winter, I wear more like scarves. If someone ever said to me, you know, Brian, that's really inappropriate, you should take your scarf off. Go fuck yourself, babe. Like, be so for real right now. I think a lot of you guys have grown in this manner, and you deserve to show yourself a little bit more kindness, a little bit more acceptance, a little bit more, even just excitement would do here for the work that you've done. for where you've gotten yourself. You know, sometimes we have to remind ourselves, like, peace was the prize, right? So at times, maybe, you know, something, my life is very peaceful right now. At times, sometimes I'm like, am I boring? I would rather be boring because that was the prize. I've already won. I got my prize. That's what I think you guys need to realize here. With the moon and the Six of Swords, once again, just to hammer the point home, you're like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm not stopping. And that is so important, Libra. I feel like I want to hit you over the head with these cards. Okay? You need to be more excited and kind and just all around gracious with yourself right now. Okay? You have done so much work and surpassed so many obstacles. It's just up from here, okay? You've got the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Swords. And I get it, Libra. I think some of you guys are also a little bit... You have a little bit of a trigger when it comes to just being happy. You get a little... You're like, oh, I don't know. Am I a little too happy right now? The way my guides just said this to me really loud is happiness is not something to lose. I will also tell you something that may come off, maybe an unpopular hot take of mine. Being happy is a choice. Okay? Every day, we have to make choices. And obviously, I am not saying if I can't meet my most basic human needs, we're having a completely different conversation, right? But in the face of whatever it is that we've gone through, there are days where, when we're so used to being sad, waking up and choosing to be happy is the radical option, right? There are days, like I said, where I have to remind myself that peace was the prize. I'm choosing my happiness. Okay? But this goes both ways. Let's say you have a friend, let's go back to the clothing, hates that you wear skirts. Choosing to be happy may look like choosing to not associate with that person. Maybe this is going to sound a little dramatic, but hear me out. I got fired from a job once because I wore scarves. I was told to take your scarf off. It's too GAY, and our clients don't want to see that. And I kept wearing my scarf, and I got let go. That, to me, is me choosing to be happy. Okay, clearly, if that scarf, your article of clothing, whatever it is too much for other people, this is not going to be a place you're going to prosper anyway, right? This is not going to be a place that you're happy being at anyway. Temperance, okay. Yeah, some of you guys need to have a little bit more patience right now. Temperance, the Star, and the Ace of Pentacles. The thing that you're asking for, the thing that you're manifesting, where you're trying to go, whatever this big end goal is for yours. Some of you don't know what it is yet, but you will. It takes time. Okay? The thing I like to remind my collective and my clients about is that the bigger the ask, the longer it takes to show up. Right? If I don't know, I have no good examples for this, but let's go with clothing. Let's stick with clothing. Maybe you like fashion, a lot of clothing stuff coming through. But like, if I know I'm getting married, let's say I'm getting married, and I plan my marriage, and I plan it for 2030, 5 years. If I know right now there's no sort of clothing that I want to wear for my own wedding right now, then I have to wait. And maybe I commission someone. I start working with a personal designer and I start getting something tailored to me, made for me. Those 5 years that it may take me to find the perfect wedding attire is going to be lifetimes better than if I settled for something else. Think about it that way. Okay? If I am trying to, let's say a person, you're trying to manifest a partner. If you're calling in a soulmate, a soul connection, a partner that's going to be with you for the rest of your life, it's going to take time to show up, but it's better than going out and settling for someone that maybe is just okay. Girlies, we are not here for things to be just okay. If it does not set your soul on fire, what are you doing? If it doesn't excite you, if it doesn't scare you. Yeah, you've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Tower. I'm telling you guys, whatever you are manifesting, whatever you're calling in here, it's gonna show up. I feel like this is a quote. I could be so wrong. I feel like this is a quote. It's how I'm hearing it, so I'm just gonna say it. Not with a fizzle, but with a bang. That's how I feel like whatever this is you're asking for is gonna show up. It's not gonna be something subtle. It's not gonna be like a little blah, 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 blah. It's gonna be like an explosion when it shows up. And I feel like this is what you guys are waiting for. You know, you're asking, like, I can't understate this enough. Whatever you guys are asking for those of you that are asking for something, it's something big. You're asking for something that is gonna take a lot of energy to manifest. Okay? So you have to be patient right now. But you also have to know that it's going to be worth it. This is not just going to be like a it is what it is kind of moment. You know, yeah, you've got the Queen of Swords here. I think some of you guys are overthinking this for Libra, shocking. But right now with that Queen of Swords, you need to spend less time trying to control this, trying to put the control issues in the back seat for a minute and accept that it's not happening right now, okay? You know, your last two cards here are the Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Libra, I can't overstate this enough. You need to only... let me rephrase that. We should prioritize chasing things that excite us, that we're passionate about, okay? Right now, it feels like this mid-month is here to remind you, again, if it's doesn't excite you, if it's boring, if it doesn't hold your attention, it's not for you, okay? You have to wait for something, maybe someone that is exciting. You know, at the end of, I think it was 2023, I don't remember at this point. Maybe it's 2023 into 2024. I was dating someone, and I'm going to be really honest with you. I was dating them because I felt that they were safe. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of failed relationships. I'll date this safe person. Boring. Uneventful. And guess what? At the end of it, we didn't even agree on most things. That's not for me. Clearly, that was my lesson. Oh, I settled and it didn't work? Libra, I am begging you to learn through me, okay? Do not date the safe, boring one because it will not work, okay? You've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles here clarifying this. I think, again, some of you guys, it is normal to have sort of a fatigue when we've been going through the ringer, when we've been healing, when we've been focusing on ourselves. It does bring a fatigue here, babe. I do understand that, okay? But what is so important here is to not drink poison because we're thirsty. We don't go an X is an X for a reason. You know, even outside of that, that's just an obvious example, okay? Some of you guys are, it's like when you become more exhausted, you tend to reach for comfort things or things that are not healthy for you anymore that you may have just happened to reach for at one time. And I feel like your guides are really encouraging you right now to deconstruct this. Why are you reaching for that? What's that going to do for you? Is that really going to help you at all? Chances are, it's not. It's a creature, what is that called? A creature comfort? And it's, just because it worked in the past, I think you guys are also realizing doesn't mean it's going to work now. Yeah. You're stepping into, you have the Emperor and the Lovers here. You're stepping into a really beautiful energy, Libra, because you're focusing not only on yourself, not only on your highest good, but making sure you're focusing on and making sure that everything around you aligns with you. You're going after what it is that you want. With the Lovers here, you could have Gemini in your chart, but with the Lovers and the Emperor, it's like you're not only showing up as your best version of yourself, you're making sure everything around you matches that. You're making sure that that energy is carried through everything. Does it match me? Is it supportive of me? Does it coincide with my life and my victories and my goals? That's what you're asking here. And those are the big questions, okay? For those of you looking to manifest love, it is showing up. But it's only going to show up if you keep choosing yourself. One more, please. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you have the World. For those of you looking to, the World can also be like a travel card. So if you're looking to move, that is here in the cards too. It just feels like, again, patience. Patience is it's needed right now. You know, as you continue to grow, Libra, and you continue to choose yourself, prioritize yourself, heal, grow, expand, the universe is going to follow suit. You will get what you're asking for here, babe. Okay? You just have to remember to remain in your power. Remember who the fuck you are, period. And keep doing it, even when it gets tiresome. Don't reach for the bad things from the past just because you're used to reaching for them. Okay? Power through that. All right? Let's get you an oracle card. This is the Angelarium. It is my favorite oracle deck to date. I use it all the time. If you've watched any video of mine, you've seen this deck being used. So, Libra, what is the advice mid-month for Libra? I just heard really loud, stay in your lane. That's so funny. I knocked already. I'll knock again. Why not? Just one, please, for Libra. Thank you. Interesting. You guys have Turiel, Angel of the Mountains. Where is he? Let's read it. Why can't I find him? Oh, there he is. You know when you read something and you like literally read over the thing you're looking for and then you have to go back because you read over it? That just happened to me. Okay. It is easy to be numb to the influence we have over others. Power comes in many forms, and some powers arise without our knowledge. Don't be callous. Let your actions speak for themselves. Be mindful of those caught in your wake. Without proper care, you may achieve your goals at the expense of the only things in life that truly matter to you. That's interesting, Libra. I feel like with that, they're just reminding you, you may have Gemini in your, this was what Gemini's reading was about, learning to ask for help. Like I said, some of you have Gemini in your chart. You know, I think this is just a reminder for you guys that, how do I want to say this? We don't want to achieve our goals at the expense of everything, right? We want to achieve our goals in a healthy, positive way without being like, well, I'll sacrifice everything. I'll get rid of everything for this, okay? I don't know why that's coming out, honestly, as your advice. That feels a little out of left field for the rest of the reading. But I think for some of you, it's just a reminder to be kind as you move through your life, reach for your goals, do what you need to do, be kind about it, be humble about it, okay? Libra, this is what I have for you guys today. That is your mid-month check-in. if this reading resonated with you guys, or I hope it was helpful also, if this reading resonated with you, or my reading style resonates with you, I would really appreciate it if you considered liking and subscribing. We are on the way to 200 subscribers, which is great. If you guys would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch. You can find me Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. There's also a Discord server that you can join if you would like. It's where I post all the updates about the stream schedule. It's also just a wonderfully uplifting group of people. So if you would like that, let me know in the comments. I'll get the link to you guys, or stop by stream on Wednesday. One of the mods is always posting the link. So Libra, I leave you with this. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, night, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. I hope to see you over on Twitch, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay? Bye.